Okay, so today we're going to start with our second game, which is Egg Catcher. It involves a paddle, catching an egg, and a simple score. So I'm going to get you to take the code that I've given you here on our page and paste it into P5JS. Hit the top right-hand corner, go to your projects, hit New Sketch, and then we will paste the code in. And it should work the way I've given it to you. So it's very simple, and we're going to be spending a week or two adding features to it and learning how it works. Okay. Okay, so let's see how it works. At the top, we have some variables: the egg's x position, the egg's y position, the egg's width, height, and they're all set up here. The fall speed is how much it drops, so you can change the drop speed right from the beginning and actually make the game harder. So if I make it, let's say I want to work 55, it probably can get too fast. Ooh, well, that's way too fast, right? But actually I'm catching some. So we are able to massage the drop speed and make the game more challenging. And we'll even add second eggs. So that seems about as hard as it can get. Okay, so initially it's at 2. And that's super easy, right? Okay, so we've got the X, Y, we've got the fall speed, we've got the basket's position, the basket's width, and the basket's height. Notice the score starts at 0. So the game starts at 0. If it hits the paddle, it goes up 1. How does this all work? Well, we create the canvas, 400 by 400. You may want to change that. I think it should be a taller canvas, actually. And we put the egg in a random position between 0 and 400. So that's how it randomly sets its stuff. We use the function random, and we put the minimum we want it to be and the maximum we want it to be. And actually it should probably be a little less than 400 because it could appear right here and then I wouldn't be able to catch it. So maybe 380 would be a good idea. And then the egg, when we reset it, always starts above, right up here. So what does drawing look like? We draw a background. Now the backgrounds are numbers. You may actually want to later on at higher levels change it so that maybe it gets darker or it gets redder when there's a different level. So you can play with these numbers and actually change the background. This is the line underneath the paddle. That's this line right here. If you hit that line, you didn't catch the egg. What happens? This is simple. This is how the basket follows the mouse. So we're drawing the basket at its basket X, basket Y, basket width, basket height. But before we do that, we set basket X to wherever the mouse is, and that's what makes the basket move. It follows the mouse with this line right here. And actually, we may want to change this so that it's centered. Do you notice that it's actually at the left of the mouse? It should be centered on the mouse. That would make a little bit more sense. Then we paint the egg. Then we drop the egg, and we check. This is probably the one line I don't expect you to understand in this code because we're going to use it a lot. It's a little bit early for us to talk about it. But all this is saying is if the egg, and we give the egg positions, collides with the basket. So if the egg collides with the basket, well, what do? Well, we increase the score. So we could increase the score by 10 if we wanted. And so when that happens, maybe we'll get 10 points, right? So that's adding to the score. And then this is resetting the egg. You notice we reset the egg in a bunch of spots, so it might actually make sense to have a function called reset the egg, and I'll show you how to do that so that we reset it in one spot and we're not doing it 3 times because we reset the egg here, we reset the egg here, and we do it on startup too, right here. So why not make a function for that? We'll talk about that in class. If the egg falls off screen, it resets and we don't add a score. So notice, both ways they reset, but if you caught it, we get +1. If you didn't catch it, you don't get the score. And so if we wait it drop, you'll see that it resets, but there's not an additional score. Here we paint the score. Here we give some instructions. And this is the collides with function, which I'm not expecting you to understand right now, but we'll talk about it more. So there's some challenges that I expect you to do. First off, just play with the code. get it working, and then what could you try to do? Make the egg fall faster, make the basket bigger or smaller. Add lives. So just like a score, we could have it work in reverse. You have 5 lives, but when you miss five eggs, you're done and the game resets. Change the egg color each time. You could do that with random. And this is a real fun one. We'll talk about this. How to add a level 2. So after you've caught 5 eggs and you're at 5 points, maybe that's when the thing starts speeding up. So see what you can do. Also, I should add, I'm going to add here, change the canvas size, because it shouldn't be square, it should be bigger. So give that a try, and we'll talk more about it.